Alrighty guys, what is going on? It is Joseph here back for another LEGO Star Wars video here today. And today guys, we have a new video regarding a CMF in LEGO Star Wars in 2022. Today we're going to be talking about some predictions and ideas. There's going to be 16 different minifigures in today's video. I tried to make it pretty diverse with some minifigures from kind of everything, so different trilogies of the Skywalker saga, different TV shows. I didn't really have any video game minifigures, but still there are 16 different minifigures in today's video. So let's get right into the predictions, shall we? However, before we get into today's video, I do want to give a reminder that at 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away free LEGO Star Wars. That's right, it's free. It's going to be a $50 LEGO Star Wars Boba Fett's Starship with Boba Fett and Beskar Mando. It's free. All you have to do to enter is to be subscribed to my channel. And if you want to double your chances to win, you can follow me on Instagram at jhagman14 and DM me saying that you're in the giveaway. Getting into the first minifigure idea for today's video, I have Grand Moff Tarkin. Pretty generic minifigure, one that we see across a lot of different titles in Star Wars, so he's definitely just a universal minifigure. We see him in the Bad Batch, we see him in the Clone Wars, all that good stuff. For this CMF, though, I was thinking just Grand Moff Tarkin from Episode 4. I know LEGO's obviously going to want to get some original trilogy stuff in, anything they do and, release, right? So why not Grand Moff Tarkin as a CMF lead-off minifigure? For number 2 here, we have Asajj Ventressrkin from the Clone Wars. Now, this Ventress could be from either Clone Wars show, the 2003 or 2008 version. Doesn't really matter to me. Regardless, Asajj Ventressrkin would be a nice minifigure to have again. We haven't gotten her in a few years, and she's not very common. I, in fact, do not own her myself, and to get another Asajj Ventress through a CMF like this would be nice. This is kind of what CMFs are designed for minifigures like this that people don't really have, so this would be a good idea in my opinion. Getting into the first Mandalorian minifigure for today's CMF, I have Mayfeld. Definitely one of the more interesting minifigures and characters, you could say, from the Mandalorian. We see him a little bit in Season 1 and Season 2 as well, so he definitely would be a nice addition to a CMF in 2022. Getting into the fourth minifigure for the CMF here, I have Ezra Bridger. This is obviously a minifigure from Rebels. We might see him in future Star Wars shows. I imagine we will soon. But regardless, as far as animated shows, we did see him in Star Wars Rebels. And we never got a seasons 3 and 4 version of him, which is kind of weird because he's the main character of the show. And we didn't really get too much Rebel stuff in general from seasons 3 and 4. And we don't have Ezra. And to get him in a CMF would just be the perfect idea to get him back into LEGO Star Wars because I don't think we're going to get any Rebel sets anytime soon. Getting into some more Rebels minifigures here, we have the Seventh Sister, one of the antagonists of the show early on. Definitely not one of the major antagonists, but definitely kind of a minor one along with the other Inquisitors. A cool minifigure as well. We did get the Fifth Brother. We have not gotten the Seventh Sister or the Eighth Brother, so to me, both of those Inquisitors would be great candidates for a CMF. And this is just another Rebels minifigure to kind of make things more diverse and even things out. Next up at the number 6 spot here, we have the TX-20 Tactical Droid. Now, this is a minifigure that currently is worth $160 right now for the old version that we got once in 2011 to 2012, I want to say. And a pretty unique minifigure. This minifigure doesn't even necessarily have to be the TX-20 droid from the Clone Wars. It can just be any Separatist tactical droid. That's kind of what I had in mind for this minifigure spot. And yeah, pretty rare minifigure. I used to have this minifigure, but I lost it, so to get another one would be pretty nice. Getting into another original trilogy minifigure here, we have Lando Calrissian from The Empire Strikes Back as our 7th minifigure. Like I said earlier, LEGO's definitely going to have original trilogy stuff wherever they can find it, wherever they can put it, right? So for a good, unique and interesting original trilogy minifigure, why not Lando? I mean, he's a recognizable face. People will see that. That's good, right? And he's not the most common minifigure either. I don't have him, and I've been collecting LEGO Star Wars for the past 10 years or so. A little bit more than that even. So, yeah, definitely a good minifigure that's from the original trilogy, but also not super common, I guess you could say. So this would be a great way to get Lando. At number 8, we have Crosshair from the Bad Batch. Now, this is obviously going to be a good guy version of Crosshair. I'm not sure if we're ever going to get this minifigure or see this character, or see Crosshair, I guess you could say, in this suit of armor ever again. We saw him in Season 7 of the Clone Wars, and we saw this minifigure in the early episodes of the Bad Batch. Obviously, he joined the Empire, and, I'm currently unaware of how the show ends. So, who knows? Maybe he'll get this armor again. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll die. Who knows? But either way, I don't think we're going to get this minifigure, the Republic Crosshair, ever in a set. Because, I don't think he's ever going to be in this armor again. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. Who knows? But if we do, that could happen. But if we don't, in my opinion, a CMF would be a great place for Republic Crosshair. At number 9, we have Commander Thorn here. I feel like with every CMF that you want to predict about or you want to make an idea about, I feel like it definitely has to have at least one cool clone trooper. And so far, we haven't really had one. So that's why I'm implementing Commander Thorn here. Really cool clone trooper from the Clone Wars. Not super much to talk about with this guy. He doesn't really say too much, but really cool character, and he's a clone trooper, so everyone will be after this guy. Great minifigure idea, in my opinion. For another episode 5 minifig idea here at spot number 10, I decided to go with the Hoth Rebel Trooper. Pretty basic minifigure, so not the most exciting one here, but, you know, like I said, there's got to be at least some original trilogy stuff here, right? I guess for some ideas. And why not a Hoth Rebel Trooper? Very collectible minifigure, something that I think everyone would be at least not sad about, right? At spot number 11, we have our first episode 3 minifigure here. This is Nute Gunray. This minifigure is obviously, you know, related to the Clone Wars, all that good stuff. We don't get Nute Gunray too often. I think we've gotten him twice. We did get an episode 3 version of him, and we did get a Clone Wars version. I do own the Clone Wars version, but as far as Nute Gunray goes, not super common. Last time we did get him, I think it was like, 6 to 8 years ago, so it has been a long time. And he's a cool minifigure, definitely an important character for the Separatists, and we don't really get a lot of Separatist stuff often, so why not get him here? Moving in at spot number 12, we have a Rogue One minifigure here, this being Saw Gerrera. Now, there are plenty of versions of Saw Gerrera you can choose from, Clone Wars, Bad Batch, all that good stuff, but this is going to be the only Rogue One minifigure for today's video, so I decided to put something from Rogue One in. And why not Saw? I mean, he's not necessarily a main character from the movie, but he's pretty big in the first act of the film, and he's a cool minifigure, he's a cool character, we haven't gotten him ever, and I was surprised that we did not get him in 2016 when Rogue One came out, so now is the perfect opportunity for us to get Saw Gerrera. Returning to the Mandalorian here, we have Kuiil. Kuiil's a pretty big character in Season 1 of the show. He dies, obviously, so that was the end of that story. He did not come in any sets. He still has yet to come in any sets, and that's surprising. So if they are ever going to release Kuiil, unless they do like a throwback Season 1 set, which is possible. I mean, they're doing that this year. You know, they have some Season 2 Mandalorian sets, but they also have a Mandalorian Forge set coming out this winter. So that's a throwback Season 1 set, right? Even though Season 2 is already done. They could do that, but if they don't, Kuiil would be a great candidate for a CMF. Getting into the first sequel minifigure for today's video, at spot number 14 here, we have Side Rey. Definitely a very unique minifigure, would be pretty significant with the Prince and the lightsaber, all that good stuff. Definitely something for LEGO to try that would be new. Obviously, we do not have this minifigure. We don't have a lot of sequel stuff out right now, and I can see why. But for purposes of diversity and just having kind of a mixed CMF, I guess, or just this idea's prediction, why not have Side Rey? I mean, it's at least a cool minifigure, a unique one, and it's one that, in my opinion, is kind of perfect for a CMF because it's kind of obscure, but also kind of cool. Now, another sequels minifigure that I think LEGO Star Wars fans would be down for would be Ben Solo. Definitely a pretty important character. We don't get enough of him in Episode 9, but we do get him a little bit, so I still think it's time for us to get him somehow. No dual Exco has ever been made, so we don't have Palpatine, we don't have Rey, we don't have Ben Solo. I thought they were going to make it this year. Maybe they will make it next year. It's certainly possible, but, The Rise of Skywalker came out in 2019, and it's almost 2022, so I guess from my point of view, I don't know if they're ever going to make a dual Exco anytime soon. So if they don't, why not get Ben Solo in a CMF? And for the final minifigure prediction for next year's CMF here, at spot number 16, we have Boss Nass. This is not a joke. I think Boss Nass would make for an excellent minifigure for next year's CMF. It's the only Episode 1 minifigure in my video today, so, some more inclusivity, getting some different minifigures here and there, right? And not to mention, it's a pretty unique minifigure. It's a perfect character, in my opinion, for a CMF, kind of obscure, but also kind of relevant, kind of iconic. People know who Boss Nass is, or at least can recognize him from Star Wars, right? And he would make for a great minifigure, but I don't think he would look like the complete Saga version that we see on screen. I imagine he'd look a little bit better than that, but who knows? Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for today's video. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys think about today's video, today's predictions, all that good stuff. Let me know, what minifigures you guys would like to see in a CMF next year. Is it going to be Disney Plus focus? Is it going to be Bad Batch focus, Mandalorian focus? Is it going to be anything, everything? Who knows? We don't know too much about it, but today was just a predictions video. So, guys, make sure to enter that giveaway, like and subscribe, comment, do whatever you want to do. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time, my friends.